And it was that moment that I noticed this orb, a little bit bigger than a cantaloupe above my head, that put a protective shield of light. It was a protective shield. It wasn't really light. It was see-through. All around, 360 degrees, all the way around me. And at that moment, I knew I was under the protective shield of Yahweh. No bombs or missiles were going to get through there. Now I did a meditation to see if I could get anything else upon this dream that the Most High, Yahweh, was willing to share with me. And the only thing that came through was, yes, he is going to protect his people at that very crucial moment, but he's also wants the world, the entire world, to see him show out, to show his power and majesty once and for all.
Here we go with that. That's the shit that I'm talking about. The Creator is not a man. The Creator does not have a physical body. The Creator is a spirit. The Creator is also in you. You are a portion of the Creator. You are the Spirit, Holy Spirit, a portion of the Creator. Okay? Period. And the Creator is bigger than all of us. And the Creator is so big that he cannot fit, okay, inside the universe, all right, anything like that, or space, or so forth, whatever you want to call it. Never mind a body. And he already told you that the heavens are the heavens are the heavens. Couldn't even hold him. He's too big, he's too powerful, the energy's too big, okay, the Creator's the Spirit too big, the Spirit's too powerful, the Spirit, it just won't happen. The body can't maintain him or hold him either. If the heavens are the heavens are the heavens are the heavens can't hold him or maintain him, how's the body even gonna hold him? Never mind maintain him. So stop that. Who's the Creator gonna let come back? He gonna let some fucked up shit happen. But the Creator is gonna protect those who are his. But there is gonna be some fucked up shit go down, and there's gonna be a fucked up army, but then eventually there'll be a good army that the Creator's gonna send. And I hope y'all ready. I hope y'all ready, man. Y'all get off this man-servant shit.
Saying there is no God.
And woman-servant shit.
Oh, that's just the sky daddy in the sky. That's just a book of fairy tales.
Creator only.
This is that moment where all the doubters will be on their hands and knees begging for mercy and begging for his protection. And he is going to show that it doesn't matter where he has scattered his people throughout this entire world. The precision and the power he has to pluck up his people. It could be one person in the middle of hundreds of enemy nation people, and he has everybody so coordinated and precision operation to pluck his people out, wherever they may be. And this is the time where he will rise everybody up, so the world can see who really are his people. That's what came through. I don't know if it's going to happen exactly like that, but that's what came through. He's coming closer upon that time. So he gonna rise his people up out of this wickedness. And everybody finally gonna see who the Most High God of Israel's people really are. And I also have a few scriptures to read on that. I'll let this little Fox News thing go, and then I'll read these scriptures on that very moment in time.
To send a warning to the U.S. tonight, Moscow has sent a warship to Cuba and says the U.S. weapons buildup in Europe could spark a repeat of one of the most dangerous conflicts of the Cold War.
Now, it seems like this ship was actually sent about 7 months ago. I don't know if this ship is still there, but they are saying that they think that's when that weapon system was delivered to Cuba. That's what they're speculating. You know, Russia, they don't advertise everything they're going to do. But look up. Of course, you know that was Yahweh. And it was amazing what I witnessed that night. It was 20 to 30 lights all lined up with the same spacing between them going across the sky. It looked like a portal opened up above my house and there was a huge window in the sky. That's what it looked like to me. It looked looked like a huge ship or chariot was going over the house. Not traveling too fast, but it was going at a pretty good clip. And then behind that chariot was a bunch of smaller individual chariots, a whole armada behind it, all traveling in the same direction behind the one huge chariot. And the reason why I think it's one huge chariot, because there was perfect spacing in between those lights. It still could have been individual, but to me it felt like it was one huge chariot. And so this gentleman here in New Mexico, he saw the exact same thing at the same time. So I'm in Arizona in the Phoenix area, family. So this gentleman in New Mexico saw the same thing at the same time. So it tells you this thing was visible from hundreds of miles away. That's how big it was. Let's go ahead and get into the story.
It says he spotted a string of lights slowly moving across the night sky. And he wasn't the only one. News 13's Rebecca Atkins shows you.
At his home along 4th Street near Alameda, Frank Gonzalez says last night he saw something unusual in the night sky.
Across the whole sky, from one end to the other. I guess I kind of lost sight of him right there, if it was cloudy or what.
He says it all happened when he came outside around 7 to feed his dog Gunzy.
There was
As you're looking at this video clip right here in front of your face, it looks like the surface of a black planet. And hypothetically speaking, it possibly could be. There's many theories of the black sun and everything, the Big Bang theory that comes out of a black hole. Because energy can never be created, only manipulated, recycled, and used into other energies. Now, we don't have the first inclination or clue on how the universe actually works, so that theory, thought, and idea is probably out the window as well, along with a lot of other things. I mean, if you really want to know how mysterious the universe can be, simply just look into the split beam experiment, which shows us that things in the observable universe act much different than they do when they're not being observed. It's a sneaky little game.
So we're going to speak on this split beam experiment for those of you who have never seen or heard this. We're going to give it a little bit biblical twist to it a little bit. Let's go ahead and dive into it. We're going to let this little cartoon explain what Boogeyman was just speaking about.
And here we are, the granddaddy of all quantum weirdness, the infamous double slit experiment. To understand this experiment, we first need to see how particles, or little balls of matter, act. If we randomly shoot a small object, say a marble, at the screen, we see a pattern on the back wall where they went through the slit and hit.
Okay, so we can just say, for all intents and purposes, that we're going to say these little marbles are like energy. And this little slit right here
Watch what
is
happens
going to represent Yahweh.
when he creates
When
another
Israel sends
slit.
all their energy to Yahweh, you can see it makes a little pattern here. Most of it gets through there and gets to where it's supposed to go and does what it's supposed to do.
But watch this though. I explained this before, so
Now,
y'all didn't get it.
if we add a second slit, we would expect to see a second band duplicated to the right. Now, let's look at waves. The waves hit the slit and radiate out, striking the back wall with the most intensity directly in line with the slit. The line of brightness on the back screen shows that intensity. This is similar to the line the marbles make.
So you can see there that intensity is right there. One slit, praying to the Most High God of Israel. That intensity is pretty consistent.
But when we add the second slit, something different happens.
So here, look at what we got here. So here we got Yahweh, Bahashem, this little space in the middle, Yahweh Shai. We can say this is Yahweh, and this is the sun over here. Splitting where the energy gonna go. Splitting where our prayers are gonna go. We're gonna split it, and we're gonna see what happens from a scientific point of view.
Watch
The
this.
top of one wave meets the bottom of another wave, they cancel each other out.
You just hear what he said? The energy cancels each other out. It doesn't perform the same way as when you just send all that energy, all those prayers through one slit. The energy acts in a totally different way.
So now, there is an interference pattern on the back wall. Plate.
There's an interference pattern. All that energy is scattered and dispersed to many different locations. It doesn't get there with the same intensity or the same pattern.
This is where the two tops meet are the highest intensity, the bright lines, and where they cancel, there is nothing. So, when we throw things, that is, matter, through two slits, we get this, two bands of hits. And with waves, we get an interference pattern of many bands. Good so far. Now, let's go quantum. An electron is a tiny, tiny bit of matter, like a tiny marble. Let's fire a stream through one slit.
What do electrons make up? Electrons make up atoms. Remember I said atoms are not solid, but they make up a solid put much together that seems solid when it's really not. Okay, a matrix, a projection of your spirit self. It's a projection. Your body's a projection, but remember, your body's not who you are. You are the spirit. I hope that helped you understand this better. I explained this to y'all, I think, on 3 occasions, and I know a lot of folks didn't get it, so here we go.
It behaves just like the marble, a single band. So, if we shoot these tiny bits through two slits, we should get, like the marbles, two bands. What? An interference pattern.
Did you see that, Israel? An interference pattern. You didn't get just two bands. It made a bunch of smaller bands and dispersed it in many different directions. Just by adding one more slit. See?
So those who understand it, an interference pattern, if you create an interference pattern, it allows you to travel, bend space and time, to go through wormholes, portals, to travel be 1 minute within seconds. You can call it a space jump or anything like that. Those who know the lingo know what I'm talking about. Now pay attention.
You talk about the Trinity and you add 3 slits, it's going to be even more distortion, more bands, and more interference.
We fired electrons, tiny bits of matter through. But we get a pattern like waves, not like little marbles. How? How could pieces of matter create an interference pattern like a wave? It doesn't make sense. But physicists are clever. They thought, maybe those little balls are bouncing off each other and creating that pattern. So, they decide to shoot electrons through one at a time. There is no way they can interfere with each other. But after an hour of this, the same interference pattern is seen to emerge. The conclusion is inescapable. The single electron leaves as a particle, becomes a wave of potentials, goes through both slits, and interferes with itself to hit the wall like a particle. But mathematically, it's even stranger. It goes through both slits and it goes through neither. And it goes through.
So basically, he's saying the energy goes through, it just doesn't go through in the same way, with the same consistency as it would with one slit, where that energy just gets to where it's supposed to go in a concentrated matter. It acts totally different just by adding another slit. All that interference.
Just one, and it goes through just the other. All of these possibilities are in superposition with each other. But physicists were completely baffled by this. So they decided to peek and see which slit it actually goes through. They they put a measuring device by one slit to see which one it went through and let it fly. But the quantum world is far more mysterious than they could have imagined. When they observed, the electron went back to behaving like a little marble. It produced a pattern of two bands, not an interference pattern of many. The very act of measuring or observing which slit it went through meant it only went through one, not both. The electron decided to act differently, as though it was aware it was being watched. And it was here that physicists stepped forever into the strange netherworld of quantum events. What is matter?
So he doesn't really go into telling you why would that little atom or why would that little piece of energy act different when it was being observed. And I want to give you guys a moment to try to come up with your answer. And I'm going to tell you what I think. Why would that little bit of energy act different when it was observed?
Because it knows it's being watched. It knows it's being watched. That's the answer. Okay, now you can get a little twist of the answer, it's still going to be the same exact thing.
Because remember what we spoke about earlier. That thoughts are energy. So when you observe something, you're thinking about that, whatever it is you're observing. That means there's a conscious energy connection being made to whatever you're thinking about. And when there's a conscious connection being made, there's a piece of energy going to it. So it's that energy connection that's being made with what you're observing is making it act different. That's telling us is when we think about our Father, we pray, we connect with our Father, there's things happening on a quantum level. Because it's energy. And that's how our Father gets our prayers. And that's how we can answer our prayers, with thinking and focusing on Him. And that's why in Esau's world of wickedness, he wants us thinking about anything else other than our Father. Because that energy doesn't get to him. And they've just proven it with science right here. How powerful your thoughts are. And they didn't go into that because I don't think they want people knowing how powerful your thoughts are. They just cut it right there. That, you know, when you observe something, it acts different. Okay. But, you know, they didn't get into why. Because there's an energetic connection with it. Because there's an outside force influencing it. In these last days, Israel, that's why it's so important for us to focus on our Father. To pull us through this wicked world, to pull us through the tape, lean through the tape and finish strong. Because we're coming right up on the end of this thing.
Bubbles or waves? And waves of what? And what does an observer have to do with any of this? The observer collapsed the wave function simply by observing.
Frequency, light, energy, all of these things, all of these energies are alive and can manipulate themselves, and they can avoid detection. They can avoid being studied in proper fashions. They can give us information and then turn around behind our backs, literally, and act in different manners. So they can play us like fools. Just know that everything around you is alive, everything, and everything is intelligent. Whether it's artificial intelligence left over from source creation, well, that's really a debate for another time. But we're talking about the firmament today, and I think that you'll agree after watching these video clips and my presentation. And a big shout out to UFO Vini, who whether created or discovered some of the most amazing footage I have ever seen. And I think that a lot of you will agree. I think that we have really uncovered a lot of truths today about the firmament. I think that we can all agree that it is not some molten glass material, but I think what we're dealing with is 100% pure plasma. Plasma that is ionized, alive, and even self-replicating and controllable. Now, who's controlling it, I have no idea, but I do believe that there's a layer of stars that are enclosed within the firmament, as said in the Bible.
The Creator is controlling it.
And I also believe that it is the encapsulation device that keeps us enclosed in the system, in the simulation of sorts, if you will. It is the screen, man,
That's facts right there. That's facts.
For all of the projections for our universe, the simulation, and everything that we know around us. So the observable universe is something that is only something that can be observed, and I believe that when we say that, the things that we are observing are, within the dome. So here you have it. This is the best proof I've ever seen. It's some of the only proofs I've ever seen. As you actually do a search on YouTube or even online through Google, and you ask for actual proof of the firmament, it's one of the only things that a lot of people are searching, but no one actually has the evidence. Well, here it is. Take it or leave it, but even non-believers, I think, are going to leave this video believing in it just a little bit more. And people that already believed in it, come on, you gotta give me a pat on the back on this one. This was a golden find. But I have to give all the glory, to the creator of one, and two, I have to give it to UFO Mini, because I am not the person that recorded this or...
Whoa, we don't get no glory. You can give the guy credit, but give the Creator glory only. And praise, because that's what belongs to.
Even discovered it. Again, this was back in my day when I was a UFO head, big believer, and I was trying to gather up all of the best UFO footage I could possibly find. This was one of those times. Again, I was just trying to search out the cloaking technologies. This is what I came up with. I've been trying to refine it for 2 or 3 years, and voila, here it is. But, being a little smarter, a little more tainted than I was 2 or 3 years ago, video clip at the end that I've really got to show you. So enjoy, and then we'll check back in a few more minutes.
That's the biggest ship cult. Class with Mr. The News.
Satisfaction and gratification to watch in real time with us. See who's gonna make it through the graduation, who's gonna make it out of this wicked world, who's followed the directions of the Most High God of Israel. So they're coming in from all places to be a part of this ceremony in our little stadium, our little world right here. And a lot of them have jobs to do for the Most High God of Israel.
Some just evil as fuck.
So that's what we're just gonna look at, this little area. This is what our little world looks like.
And some are just evil as fuck, although they still have to get, well, I understand what the book says, the credits, the mission to do stuff. That's what the book say. I'm just saying what the book say now. If they just doing shit, I believe, honestly, I feel like they doing shit. I ain't gonna say I feel like, because that's not the case. It seems to me, just from the research and stuff, that they doing shit that the credit don't want them to do, and they doing it, and the credit don't want them to do it, but they keep doing it anyway. He's not chasing none of this shit. They just doing what they doing. And the only reason the credit didn't get rid of him so far, the devil and his minions, because he's trying to figure out how to do it without tearing everything apart, this whole universe and whatnot have you, and this planet. Okay? So they doing shit they ain't supposed to be doing on purpose. And it's what the Bible said, to piss off who? The Creator. So, are they really going to the Creator and ask him permission to do shit that he don't want them to do, that's going to piss him off? And when you think about it, if something's going to piss you off, and something you created, like your child, although the Creator only creates stuff for you, comes to you and asks you if they want something fucked up they want to do, and it's going to fuck up all humanity. And you won't want that, so you want to tell that creation what? No. Now, if your creation go do it, you're going to be mad. So I highly doubt the creator's saying, oh yeah, you can just go blow shit up. I don't care. No, the creator's like, okay, I did say something and I can't lie. So, you know what I'm saying? For now, I gotta chill. As soon as I get a chance, I'm turning the curses over. And that's what the creator's been doing. That's what the creator's been doing. But see, the creator knew the devil's a double crosser. And if you know what I'm talking about, you should get a clue right now. Okay? But the creator also knows that he can't trust that devil. And that's why he get that devil in a certain amount of time. But that was punishment for us, running for the devil. Really, the devil is some fucked up shit. So when you think about it, is the creator really saying, yeah, y'all can go fuck shit up? Or the creator actually is giving them a certain amount of time, like the Bible says, and they're doing shit that's gonna piss them off. Especially now they know his time is up. They really trying to piss him off. They gearing up for war. I'm just saying, it's time for us to start thinking for ourselves.
Looks like Esau likes to put out there that we live on a globe, but no, water sits flat. We live on this, earth plane here. That's how this goes. But the energy does make a globe circle. Like if this Taurus field was complete, it actually goes down below and makes a globe energy field. So that part is correct. But yeah, it looks like a stadium. I'm gonna show you some pictures of the stadium to show. Look at this. And this even looks like a huge chariot too. I mean, that's not done by mistake. They're poking fun at us to show we live in an enclosed system. It looks just like this. Some people even call our earth plane a huge chariot.
I'm about to say, it's funny you said that, because there's a lot of researchers, deep researchers now talking about the earth is actually a huge natural spaceship. So, whatever, we'll see. I haven't done much research into that, but I did research a little bit, but not enough to talk about it. But I'm hearing a lot of researchers say that.
But, we ain't gonna play semantics. Call it a planet, chair, whatever you want to call it, but it's an alive, enclosed system. It's our schoolroom. Yahweh has put us here to learn certain things, to hopefully learn what we need to learn and move on. That's the Superdome. We have one more stadium. There's another stadium here. Same thing. You got an ice wall here. We got a firmament here. We're just living in a smaller version of these sporting stadiums. I mean, living in a larger version of these sporting stadiums. So we got our kinfolk filing into our stadium, which is the earth plane. I'm going to show you that. It was shown in the Super Bowl. We got the ice wall out here. And then most of the show was shown in this stage. Here are the worlds within worlds. And if you invert this to where these little smiley faces will be in the air, it would be more accurate. But we got our kinfolk filing in to the entrance and coming through the firmament, coming into our enclosed earth plane to watch this ceremony. And of course, what else is yellow? The nuclear sign is yellow. But they had many messages going on actually in this little circle stage. And the performance was a distraction. And the real message was in here. So this is our kinfolk filing in to watch our ceremony. All the chariots coming through at this time in record fashion. And you see we got, our purple gamma here. And here's another blue wave. We see these blue colors.
Hold on. No. No. Not everything that's coming in and has been coming in for a long time is our kin. Not everything coming in is good. There's a lot of bad shit coming in, but there is some good stuff coming in too. Okay? This is everything.
And the sky too a lot too. And this was white a lot of the times, but now it's blue. The ice wall. And you say, why would they have a round stage at the Super Bowl? Because it's one of the most inefficient types of stages to try to perform on. Because there's no corners. It's harder to perform on a round stage because they're telling you a message in here. And I don't think very few people caught this message. These are the nuclear people, showing their yellow. The planet is going nuclear too. I'm going to show you a little nuclear sign. It looks the same like that, doesn't it? That's the nuclear sign showing that these are the nuclear people coming into the stage. And here is okay. I'll keep it kosher. And you saw the nuclear people surrounding the whole stadium. I didn't catch this, but I think this whole thing went around the whole stadium probably, showing that the nuclear people are here, that the people who are the most highest people will be turning into the nuclear people in the future. And it looks like she's got an X across her womb, showing the X gene right across her womb. She's wearing the X, showing the nuclear people are.
As in the X-Men, because we are the X-Men. I kept telling y'all that. I showed y'all a couple of times we are the X-Men.
Here, they want that X gene. They're going to be turning nuclear. Kinfolk family here, Israel here. It's a performance within a performance, a ceremony within a ceremony. And you see all the nuclear colors across the band too. They're showing us what time it is, and there it is again. So you got all of our kinfolk, nuclear people up here in the chariots, coming through the firmament, got our ice wall. Here's all the continents and the countries. And this is the stadium. This is a stadium, and we're in the middle of a huge ceremony coming up on the end of this chapter. Ceremonies within ceremonies, circles within circles. And it's about the nuclear people, and the planet is actually going nuclear too. I'm going to show you that. And here it was. We showed you in a movie, even named it Ken. And for our white folks out there, when black folks talk about their family, talk about them in terms of kinfolk. You know, that's our family. I don't know if white people do that or not, but I never heard it. But anyway, and you can see the X right here. Got another X. We got a partial X right here. They just didn't bring that down. But they're showing you that this X gene is part of the family going nuclear. And that's what this movie was about. This kid had this big gun that was a multi-dimensional gun that had all type of power, and he wasn't supposed to have it, so these two beings came in to get it from him and told us, not your time yet to have this big gun. But this also is symbolic because our Father Yahweh has the biggest guns. They know that, but they're going to play their part in the script. I guess they didn't want to bow down and do what Yahweh asked them to do. They want to try to battle God, so be it. Let's let the script play out to how our Father has wrote his script. But they're showing you that, yes, you are the nuclear people. Yes, your kinfolk are filing into the stadium at this time to be a part of this huge ceremony. And this is when they came in to come get the gun back. And then they had a message for him where they actually stopped time as we know it. I'm not going to get into time and space and all that, but they stopped time as we know it to communicate this message to this young man right here. Explained to him what this was all about. Told him, hey, you're one of us.